Welcome to Hitman Boxing. So Danny Garcia is really feeling himself right now. Recently he's going on record as saying that he's the leader of the pack at welterweight. Danny Garcia is feeling himself a little too much right now. He's fighting on November 12th. He's fighting Samuel Vargas in a 10-round fight. See, he couldn't even get this shit sanctioned by the WBC, as a title defense because motherfuckers know what time it is. Samuel Vargas ain't shit. He been knocked out before by Errol Spence in 4 rounds. So, I expect Danny Garcia to make short work of this motherfucker. It's a tune-up fight, quote unquote, for Keith Thurman. Ain't shit tune-up about this motherfucking fight. He dropped out of a fight with Berto. Who else? Who else could he have potentially fought? There's others, man. I'm just going off the top right now, but Andre Berto is who I'm thinking of right now. And he turned down that fucking fight, in favor of this Samuel Vargas, some kid and nobody knows. He's a fucking bum. This is a big fucking cherry pick. I don't give a fuck what y'all think about what I'm saying. This is a fucking cherry pick. And Danny Garcia, he's got a lot of fucking cherry picks. So, it's already been signed, I guess, that he's fighting Keith Thurman in 2017. But, Danny Garcia really think he running shit at 147, and he ain't fought nobody at 147, let's be honest. Let me get into what this motherfucker said to PBC. They did an interview with him earlier, and I quote, "It's only right for guys to call me out. I've been on top the longest, so I'm the leader of the pack right now." This is what he told PBC with regard to Keith Thurman. He's saying he's on the bigger and better things for 2017. He's saying Keith Thurman really ain't shit. He said Keith Thurman ain't Superman. This motherfucker can't fly. And he's right about that. Keith Thurman can't fly. But at the end of the day, when you're fighting Keith Thurman, one of these motherfuckers always got to go. And I'm definitely leaning toward Keith Thurman to win that fucking fight. Danny Garcia has been on bullshit ever since he fucking fought Lucas Matisse. That's the fight I really admired Danny Garcia in. That was a great fight. And, I'm not gonna say he dominated Lucas Matisse, but he had a very good fight with him, and it was a unanimous decision. Okay? After that, he fought Mauricio Herrera in his native, land of Puerto Rico and shit. Now, Danny Garcia can't even fucking speak Spanish, and he got his ass whooped by Mauricio Herrera, if you ask me. But they gave him a majority decision. I thought it was bullshit. I remember watching that fight like, man, Danny Garcia, you getting your ass whooped in front of your motherfucking people. What the fuck is this shit? And I was like, damn, you about to lose your O on some bullshit to this Mauricio Herrera dude, who's a solid competitor, but you was getting outboxed. But anyway, you somehow came out with a win, and then you fought fucking Rod Salka, and you've coined that phrase, we call bums Rod Salka now, right? And which I think you knocked him out in the fucking second round. That wasn't no fucking real fight, but you beat him easy. Another cherry pick. Then you went on to Lamont Peterson. I think that fight was at 140. I can't recall. Yeah, it had to be a 140 or maybe 140. Maybe it was a catchweight or some shit. I don't remember. But I remember for the first half of that fight, Lamont Peterson, he was kind of running. But for the second part of the fight, he was piecing your ass the fuck up. It looked like your face went through a fucking meat grinder, Danny Garcia. He was beating your ass. But you know what? I guess I have to give the slight edge to Danny Garcia. A lot of people say Lamont Peterson won that fight, but Lamont Peterson didn't do enough the entire fight for him to walk away with a W. So, he beat Lamont Peterson. Then this motherfucker moves up to welterweight, right? And he fights Paulie Malignaggi, who I believe was, prior to that, he got stopped by Sean Porter, right? Yeah, I think he got stopped by Sean Porter. So, Paulie Malignaggi's had better fucking days, okay? And then he comes up to 147, beats the fuck out of Paulie Malignaggi. I think it was a TKO. I can't remember what fucking round, but I believe he did stop Malignaggi or something along those lines. And then he fucking fought Robert Guerrero. And this was for the WBC welterweight title. This fucking gatekeeper, Robert Guerrero. No, Robert Guerrero don't got shit left in the tank, okay? I seen Robert Guerrero get his ass whooped by a journeyman. I can't remember the motherfucker's name. Who was that? Robert Guerrero fought Aaron Martinez. Robert Guerrero beat Aaron Martinez, but he got dropped in that fight, man. Robert Guerrero's seen better fucking days, man. He's a fucking placeholder, man. He gets his ass whooped by everybody now, you know? Thurman beat his ass. Mayweather beat his ass. You know, Aaron Martinez beat his ass. They gave him the W, though. Probably some politics or some shit. But these are the type of motherfuckers that Danny Garcia be fighting. This is who the fuck Danny Garcia fights after Lucas Matisse. You know, and Danny Garcia got an amazing fucking record, man. You know, you got Eric Morales, you got Amir Khan, Zab Judah, Matisse, Figueroa. He got a good fucking resume. But who have you beaten lately? That's what the fuck I want to know. Who have you beaten lately? Keith Thurman recently has beaten Sean Porter. Regardless of what I've said about Keith Thurman in the past, he's got the better opponent in the last, 2 years maybe? Danny Garcia ain't ready for this shit at 147, man. That O's gonna be gone. Whenever you fight Keith Thurman, that shit gonna be gone. And then you got Danny Garcia's pops running around talking about some Keith Thurman gonna get knocked out in the 5th round. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Motherfuckers is not getting knocked out in this fight. Keith Thurman is not getting knocked out. And I doubt if he knocks Danny Garcia out, that shit's going to the fucking cards. Mark my motherfucking words. It's going to the cards. It's going to be a 12-round unanimous decision. And if Keith Thurman not careful, if you don't put in that fucking work and make this a convincing win, then he's gonna get this fight taken from him. The judges are gonna give the fight to Danny Garcia. Watch what I tell you. If it's a close fight, they're going with Danny Garcia. I guarantee you. But this cherry picker motherfucker need to lose, man. He need to stop holding that green belt hostage. I'm sick of this dude, man. You know, and his fans are worse, man. These motherfuckers really believe in him. Oh, Danny always finds a way to win. He always finds a way to win a fight. No, not this time, motherfucker. This time he getting his ass knocked out. I'm sorry. Let me backtrack. I'm getting a little emotional. He getting his ass whooped. Okay? I don't think he's getting knocked out. He's gonna get his ass whooped. And if there's a slim chance that he gets past Keith Thurman, what's he gonna do? Fight Pacquiao? He gonna fight Errol Spence? He said he want to unify the division, right? So that would mean he has the WBA, WBC championship, right? What's next? WBO and IBF. The Cold War's over. He could fight Pacquiao, but this motherfucker turned down a fight with Pacquiao. I think they offered him $4 or $5 million plus the upside of the pay-per-view, man. Danny Garcia be on some bullshit, man. And I'm glad you fighting Keith Thurman. You know what? Watch this motherfucker try to pull some bullshit after the Sammy Vargas fight. You know, he gonna try and fake a fucking injury so he can postpone that fight with Thurman, man. You know, what's up with these dudes fighting one, 2 times a year, man? Just wasting their motherfucking career, man. Like I said, Danny Garcia, your days are fucking numbered as champion, man. We sick of this shit. We sick of the cherry picking. We sick of your daddy talking all that motherfucking shit, man. And you ain't done nothing lately. Your last great win was against Lucas Matisse, man. And that was in 2013. What the fuck have you done lately? Not a damn thing, man. Rod Salka, Mauricio Herrera, whooped your ass. Lamont Peterson, whooped your ass. Then you beat up on a little Paulie Malignaggi, man. Not even a big name at welterweight. Then you fight Robert Guerrero. The fuck out of here. Then you gonna fight Sammy Vargas. Sammy Vargas. He ain't shit. And you ain't shit either, Danny boy. I hope Sammy Vargas beats your ass. And then after that, Keith Thurman gonna fuck your ass up, man. And then we ain't gonna give a fuck about Danny Garcia no more. Hitman boxing, I'm out.